Did it really? On Twitter? Wowza! Alrighty. Okay, so that was such a headache. Philip, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm gonna wait until it shows up over here. And thanks so much for your time. Okay, it says we're live over here. Sweet. Oh my gosh. Hey, Tamar. It connects. Wow. What's up, Tamar? Hey. You're still awake. Oh my gosh. All right, just one second. Let me get the chat over here. Where's it at? Come on, chat. Technical silliness. Always. Come on. Where's my chat? Where's my chat? Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Woo! The browser window wasn't big enough. Okay, sweet. Alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Tamar, I love you. You don't have to stay awake. You're so sweet. Tamar is over in Europe, and she is like my, what is she? She's my cape. She's like my superhero cape. And yeah, no doubt. Good people in my life from this community. Alrighty. Okay. Wow, we're finally here. Set up. Okay, so here's context. What's up, Max? Hey, John Lansing. Great subject. Cool. Very cool. Okay, everybody. So this is very candid. I literally messaged Philip. This is Philip Emanuele, and he is a friend of mine from Twitter. Is that how we met? Yeah. You, I think, messaged me somewhere, and probably on Twitter. Okay, so we connected over the interwebs, much like, oh, no audio from Philip. Okay. Oh my goodness. Not surprising. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay. Testing. I can't hear myself. Hold on, everybody. I knew there would be something. Okay. Philip, so you're just being a really good mouth reader or mouth talker right now? Oh, there he is. He's in the chat. There he is. Okay, so stand by. I've got to add a virtual input source. I'm still learning this. He just spent like an hour with me troubleshooting. And you guys, if you were on the stream with Warren Redlich, that audio was horrific, but it turned out really great, the stream. Okay, audio. Okay, I'm just going to talk this out loud, everybody, so bear with me. Here we go. Okay, so he is on my computer. Your face is right there. I've got my hand on your face. My face is right here. Mic, headphones are plugged in here to the computer. Then I need to add a audio, because you're in my computer, so I need the input capture. Built-in microphones, USB, no. Desktop audio, yes, yes. Will you speak some, will you just say hello, Philip? Okay, so I can hear you. Output. Yay. All right. Philip, do you mind putting your Twitter, they can't hear you, but do you mind putting your Twitter name, see if it'll let you put your Twitter name in the chat? Oh, sweet. And there's the Discord server, everybody. Audio. I can hear Stella snoring. Yeah, thank you, Tamar. Still trying to work on it here. Default. Okay, let's try that. Hello, Philip. Can it have him sing a long song? I asked him if he had a piece of paper that he could like crumple up. Okay, so you can hear me. Philip, hello. Your hat is no, I don't know. Your hat is brown. Do you know that? He's got a plaid shirt on. Nope, nothing. Okay. What is the deal? Okay, I'm seeking audio engineer expertise sometime. So if anybody's interested, I could really just use an hour. I will pay you. This is just insane. Okay, output. Audio. Disabled. Desktop audio. Ah! Okay. Talk to me. Talk to me. Can people hear? Oh, yay! Max just followed you. Can Philip... testing. Oh, you know what? I can listen to it up here. Keep talking. Not yet. Ah, ha, ha. Thank you, Tamar. Why does it just take me to Netflix? See the live. See why I said a prayer to the live stream gods? Yeah. Right? Oh my gosh. Okay. What's your setup? Oh, Hector, to the rescue. Still no sound. Thank you guys. This is awesome that you're bearing with me. Yes, I'm using Streamlabs OBS for Mac. I have a virtual iShow audio capture. I think I need EQ. Oh, here we go. Let's try this. Auxiliary. Yes. Not just yet. Okay. Almost there, everybody. I'm so close I can taste it. I think. And it tastes like, you know what it tastes like? It tastes like that ravioli I had a second ago. Desktop audio is default. Okay, talk to me, Phil. I don't think so. Okay. Philip's on Zoom, coming in as a virtual cam. Maybe I need Philip on... Oh. Okay. Can you like make movements or something with your hands? Yeah, there we go. Testing. We did it through Zoom. We did it. It was the most ghetto rigged possible way I could do it. It's all good. I'll get it figured out. Is there an audio input? Thank you, Hector, for helping. Audio input for the Zoom window setup on OBS. That's a good question. Tamar, it's on my end. 100% on my end. Thank you so much, girly. Okay, display capture, video capture. It's a window capture. Audio input capture, maybe? I don't know. We're going to try it. Yeah, virtual cam showing audio. Yeah. Okay, here. Philip, talk to me. Okay, you're okay. Almost. You go. Oh, yes. Oh, what did I do? Okay. Keep talking. I think I just switched something. Yeah. Okay. Try again. Come again. Is it good? Can we have a say yay? Oh my gosh. Could you hear? Now we can hear you twice. Okay, sweet. Thank you. That's helpful. Built-in microphone. Okay, try again. Can you hear me twice? Can you hear Philip? Sorry, not yet. Let me load up. Oh, Hector, you're amazing. This is literally, I have nightmares about this. Not really nightmares, but okay. Device settings. It's audio input capture. So I have a desktop capture. Okay, so everybody, the title of this stream should have been Troubleshooting Streamlabs OBS for Mac while using a virtual cam setup through Zoom on a very on-off Wi-Fi router, and the chat is helping. So yeah, this is good on your end. Okay, almost there. Okay. Philip, what's your favorite number? Did you really just say square root of -1? Okay, yeah, I can't ask you questions at the same and listen at the same time because you've got a very intellectual brain, I guess. But okay. What do you see under audio mixer in OBS? I see that I added an input source, and I see my microphone bopping. He should recite the digits of pi. Can you recite the digits of pi, please? Can you say the alphabet? Where's Stella? Hi, Hunter. She's back there, sleeping. They're still bopping in the chat. I love it. Okay, so we're almost there, everybody. Stay tuned for audio. Fill up audio. Boom goes the dynamite. Okay, so I need to pull up MIDI. I think this is a splitter issue or something. Okay, I've got Yeti. I've got iShow. I've got... I hope it doesn't make that horrible noise again. Built-in output. Talk to me, Philip. You're so nice. Alrighty. I don't think so either. I am a maybe they can hear me twice. I have no idea. Built-in output. No. Oh, Zoom audio. Oh my God, there's a Zoom audio. Holy cow, this whole time there's been a Zoom audio device. Audio input capture. Monitor only, monitor and output. No, we hear you fine. Okay. I don't think so. Oh, now I hear myself twice. That's fun. Can you hear me twice? Do you guys hear me twice? Oh my gosh. That would drive a sane person crazy. Monitor off. Woof. Reef. Yeah, sorry everybody. Thank you. Losing steam, losing stream. You're such a good sport. What can you trying to think how we could. It's like it wants Dear Streamlabs OBS, I hate your stinking guts. You make me vomit. Love, Alfalfa. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate anything. Yeah, Little Rascals. Oh, actually, I have my outputs pulled up on the screen. Everybody sees them. I think everybody but you. Maybe. Okay, Zoom audio device. There you are. I need to play through you. Through. Can you enable Zoom audio and somehow disable your mic audio? Sure. Let's do that. Okay. Oh yeah, Tamar, thanks for leading the chat. Comment where you're coming in from. What's the temperature? What time is it? What's your favorite color? And what do you like least about this stream right now, other than the audio not working? Oh yeah. If you guys have questions on real estate and Bitcoin, no, sorry, let me rephrase. Do you have questions on Bitcoin? This Philip here is has been an investor since, I will do a proper introduction once I get this friggin' figured out, since 2012, 2013. Okay. Long time Bitcoin investor. So he is a great resource if you have questions. And he does have a voice, I promise you. Settings for audio input capture would be my microphone. Am I here twice? Testing on 2 ends. I wish I could just hear it. You're frozen over here because my internet connection sucks. Oh. And it's lagged. We hear you once now. Thank you, Tamar. Nope. Still no bueno. Now better? Thank you, Tamar. Nope. Still no bueno. Now better? Okay. Could I pull you up on Discord and let that... No. Okay. Oh, we could do what I did with Warren. I mean, really. Okay, speak to me. No. That was weird. Oh, is it? I can hear you, yeah. Okay, so settings for audio. I think it's something else. I've watched this tutorial like 8 times. Did I see the raptors? No. What about the raptors? Default. Okay. Audio. Desktop. Mic. Oh my gosh. Audio input. That's me. Thanks, Hunter, for saying I love you. But I like you. You seem nice. Thanks for coming in the chat. Audio Philip. Nope. They arrived. Oh my gosh, all 3 of them. Wow. Okay, so you think it's going to go on 420? 5 days from now? I haven't even thought if that's a weekend or not. Okay, so my audio is like up. My Yeti is up. So it's on my end. My virtual... You guys are awesome. I can't believe people are still hanging out. This is nuts. I would probably still be hanging on too, but... Okay, let me put zoom in. Okay, here we go. I think I just found it. Talk to me, Phil. Can you hear him? He's got a very deep, low voice. Hey, David L. Well, hold on. We need to get tomorrow's. Yeah. Not yet. All right, we're so. Oh. Select a microphone to always use original sound. Okay, let's try this. You are such a good sport. I'm so sorry. Yes, significant mic problems. Always an audio issue. I feel that I should write a song. I'm going to write a song right now about this mic problem. Yeah, my audio is bouncing. I'm watching it bounce. I'm secretly testing it too. Okay, so Bitcoin, Victor C. Oh, Victor C is here. He's hearing impaired, so we want to talk to him in the chat. He is, yeah, Victor. He just said Bitcoin. Let him know. Say, hey, I see you there. Oh, and now an echo. What's up, Tyler Daniels? Try restarting the stream. This is something that I commonly have issues with. There we go. Slow clap. Audio, audio. It's the simplest thing. That's what's so frustrating. Is anybody like me and you just get really stubborn and you just gotta figure it out. I guess I shouldn't worry about whether or not you guys are bored because you're hanging out with me and you have the choice to leave. So, but I appreciate you coming and staying. Desktop audio device is going to Zoom, so Zoom needs to go. I'm gonna make a diagram. I need to write that in my journal. Diagram of how this works. Okay. Testing. Testing, 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 testing. Will you speak to me, Phil? I don't think they can hear yet, but yay. Okay. Thank you. I think I can. Woo woo. You know what? No, but I do have EQ Mac, and I also have I Show You audio capture, built-in output, internal speakers. Okay, let's try this again. Testing. I could hear something. Okay, try again. Will you talk to me? Say hi.
Can you hear me? Hopefully they can finally have me coming through.
Can you guys hear him? I know sign language. Oh, I wish I knew sign language. Nah, it's on Jessica's end. Yeah, OBS is tricky. Thank you. You've had this issue at work. Sweet. Oh, yes, kind of. Okay, so I think we're doing a Warren where you're coming in the back of my microphone from underneath my iMac.
Oh, you can hear me.
I can hear you. They can hear you a little bit.
Oh, they can hear me a little bit?
Just the slightest bit, I think. Oh, wait.
Huh.
Hold on. They can hear you a little bit.
Yeah, I think they can hear me.
Can you guys hear normal? Oh my gosh! Hold on, I need to do a victory dance thing. Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's not great, but it's okay.
Mr. Low Voice, yeah.
Hold on, I need to do a victory dance thing. Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I just need. Okay, and your audio is on your computer. You're doing great. You're doing great, Philip. Okay, hold on. I just need to do a quick little. Okay, and your audio is
celebration.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Philip. Okay. Thank you. I just need to do a quick little. Okay, thank you everybody so much for helping me troubleshoot that. I don't know what I did, what's different. I have no idea, but I'm not gonna mess with it. So we are going to leave that there. I'm gonna keep my gain there. I'm just gonna back away from the mic so it evens out my high crazy voice and his very low man voice.
Rumble.
Okay.
You know, I had this voice ever since I was about 12 years old.
Really?
And it was crazy because when people would call my house, I'd pick up the phone and they would think it was my dad. And then, you know, I'd tell them it was me and they were just like, oh my gosh. Like, so.
That's so.
And then when I called, when I was dating in high school, I'd call and parents would think like I was some dude, like, you know, 25, you know, calling their kid.
You know, my sister actually had the same thing. She has a very, very, my voice is loud, but she's loud as well in a different way, I guess, or just a little bit more. And when she was like 6, she would answer the phone. Same thing. They were like, thought they were talking to a woman. Okay, so, oh my gosh, wow. That, for some reason, just really stresses me out. So, a tad muffled, but enough. Okay, a tad muffled. Why would it be muffled?
Is it okay?
Okay, let's try this. Talk to me now.
Is it Jessica's audio that's muffled or my audio? Because I'm in an enclosed room, so it might echo up the walls a little bit. Is it Jessica's audio that's muffled or my audio? Because I'm in an
I think it's. I think yeah. If we end up doing regular streams, then I'll figure something out with your audio. But sounds like a bad mic. No offense. No problem.
It's probably my voice, to be honest.
Really, you think so? Don't take offense to that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, okay. Max can understand him clearly. Okay, cool. Can somebody please see if there's a way to turn on captions while we're speaking? For
We need a real strong AI to get my voice.
oh, really? We should test that. Test that bot. Okay, sweet. Okay. So I need to be a little calmer. Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody. All right. Let me take a breath. Do my inhaler. As I can't breathe. Because that is just crazy. So much stress. It's worth it, though. It's so worth it, everybody. Go off screen because I get up.
Now we got it.
Philip, you understand about this?
Yeah, I think you're right, David. It probably is my voice echoing.
Do you have a blanket near you? I know that's a weird.
In the bedroom.
Okay, I was like, I wonder if we like put it on your desk, but it's all good.
I wonder if I like put it behind me even, so it just like start to.
I don't know.
Absorb.
We're getting pretty creative with audio though. Studios,
Yeah.
on-demand studio. Jessica, can you change your mic from cardioid to omnidirectional? Absolutely. That's how I had it first. How's that? Hector, thank you. Here we are talking. This is assuming we are hearing his voice through Jessica's mic. Right, that's how I did it with Warren. So,
That makes sense.
here we are talking. Let's hear how it sounds. So this is assuming we are hearing his voice through Jessica's mic. Right, that's how I did it with Warren. So, here we are talking. Yeah, you're really low. Alrighty, whatever. Okay, so, all right, this is just all kinds of shite show. I feel like I should stop it, restart it, because let's hear Philip talk a bit and see. Thank you, Hector, so much for your patience. All right, is it worth starting it over? I feel like it might be. No, not typing on it.
Where are you from? I'm originally from Orange County, New York. So if anybody's seen the TV show Orange County Choppers, I grew up really close to those guys, factory. And you used to see them actually take their bikes out quite often.
Orange County, New York.
Even though it's snowing.
Where is that located? Orange County, New York. Is it, how close to the ocean is it?
Well, 45 minutes from New York City.
Okay.
So Orange County is the county it's considered tri-state area. So New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York, touch right at that point. So that's kind of where I grew up, right at that border.
I shouldn't be messing with this stuff right now. Okay. I'm like grinding my teeth, clenching right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is my friend Philip, everybody, and he is an investor in... Oh, first, disclaimers, everybody. First of all, thanks so much for watching. Jessica Kirsh. This is Philip Emanuele, and try to spell it. It'll take some practice. I am dyslexic, and I'm a good speller, but man, the one L on both the front and the back. That sounds weird, but Philip, 1L, Emanuele, 1L, and that E, Emanuele. How much growing up did teachers mispronounce your name? All the time?
They were pretty good at it. I actually went to a small private Catholic school growing up, so the classrooms were so small, and then once they got to know you in the school, like your name was kind of just, there was only so many names to memorize, so
right.
it only took about once. Yeah.
Okay, alrighty. So I'm going to get straight to the point here. Thank you, Tamara, for checking for captions. Questions on Bitcoin. So does anybody here have any, I shouldn't, okay, so I'm putting myself in my shoes like 2-3 weeks ago, right? No, you're the person who got me interested in Bitcoin because you sent me Bitcoin. You're the very first person to ever send me Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't even know you could send people Bitcoin. And it just like showed up. Like, what's your email? Blurp. And then you sent some to a subscriber of mine, Joel, who's in Michigan. And I'm pretty sure, doesn't know what to do with it or what it is yet. And so I need simplified versions of things, right? And Bitcoin is it's like a looming cloud that like the cloud just rains a little bit here and rains a little bit there. And then every once in a while it'll like downpour. It's like information comes from so many different sources. And to be honest, my opinion, we are not financial advisors, everybody. Neither Philip nor I are financial advisors. Please do your own research. These are based on opinions, speculations, our own brains, his brain, my brain, our combined brains, but more just his brain, my brain. And, what's up, Lightspeed? Crypto is banging right now. Lightspeed is who hooked me up with this 3D printer, so shout out to you. Dogecoin is blowing up. Does anybody? Yes, Doge is another one. There's a lot of different coins.
Yeah, so Jessica, I guess, kind of starting from the beginning, maybe for the people that aren't familiar with cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, it would be maybe a simple little overview. I can probably start to describe what Bitcoin is. For anybody new, back in 2000, early 2000s actually, I'll start pre-Bitcoin to give you some background of why Bitcoin came to light. A lot of you guys are familiar with Elon Musk and the PayPal and X.com efforts to digitize finance. Well,
so real quick, let me stop you there. X.com was Zip2 or became Zip2. What first started as Zip2 and then became X.com, and it was the very earliest of early Google Maps kind of interface. So they were giving directions. And actually, May Musk, fun fact, from the Ashley Vance book, the Elon Musk book, May Musk helped with like the directional features and such. And then that was later, I think whoever bought X.com owns that now. And then Google came along after. But sorry, I just wanted to give a fun fact because I like fun facts.
Yeah, no worries. So eventually when PayPal, is probably the easiest thing to reference, their mission was to digitize the way we do banking. And there's been a big effort, I'd say nerds, computer geeks, to try to find ways to, optimize systems. So what's the least friction way to pass wealth between two parties? It's been a problem for ages, and we're always trying to increase efficiency and effectiveness while maintaining security.
Okay, so real quick, let me stop you really quickly. Sure. Okay, so I like how you said that just right there. What's the most efficient way to exchange, what do you say, currencies between two people?
Wealth.
Okay, perfect.
Or stored value.
There we go. Okay, so I guess the definition in my head, before Elon Musk and Tesla bought $1.8 billion worth of Bitcoin, not Bitcoins total, because you can buy partial shares. Okay, hold on, that's not enough. Okay, so before that, I didn't believe I didn't know about Bitcoin. I just heard that you could lose your password and then you couldn't ever access your money. People have heard of hard drives crashing, all that stuff. Long story short, turns out I thought that as soon as Tesla bought Bitcoin, it became valid in my head. And
Okay.
that's how I thought. Well, you sent me some first, and I was like, oh my God, it's real. Wow. And I saw it equate to US dollars, right? And
Right.
okay, I just have to put in these little spoilers because got to give some reference. I'm trying to understand what you're explaining because it's very high
Yeah.
level. And
So
uh,
I'll try to keep it as basic as I can.
let's bring it down to like my cat Stella
Sure.
is walking up to an ATM.
Yeah. Yeah. So, uh, really, people were trying digital. There was actually a project called Digital Cash, and um, there was no such thing as a decentralized cryptocurrency at that time. This was always a centralized project, which would have the downfalls
Of
um,
banks,
associated with them, and
fiduciaries,
it's essentially
governments.
trustless, and things like that. So,
Is it backed? I'm gonna keep interjecting the whole time.
right, is it back? Yeah, and it wasn't, and the project would fall apart because the trust would fall apart. So eventually, in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto, who is that's may not be his real name, it may be his real name,
Right.
decided decided to program on, I believe he published it to GitHub, an experiment that he was working on using two elements. The one element is a decentralized um, trust element. So, to put that into layman's terms, Jessica and I would trust each other, and we say, "Hey, I'm going to pick up a piece of paper, and we're both going to have a piece of paper, and then if I tell Jessica I'm going to give you $1, we both write down on the piece of paper. Philip gave Jessica $1.
I'm $1 more wealthy.
Yeah, and mine says negative. So
Okay.
just like just like a balance sheet, we have credits and debits. We're saying we're part of a network, and now let's say we bring in Warren as a third person, and we go, Warren, would you like to hold a sheet? And we'll all record. So Warren, let's tell you what we've already recorded. I personally gave Jessica $1.
Okay.
So
And how does
that's
Warren fit into that again?
he's an additional participant, and
Could
we
he
can still
come
have it.
and then you would give him $1 and then he would
We don't
record
have
it?
to. He's just observing.
Okay,
So
so real quick there, and
yeah,
I'm
sure.
trying to understand my own.
So
Okay, so Bitcoin, as far as I know, Bitcoin, which is the ticker symbol, the symbol is BTC, correct? All caps, Bitcoin. Okay, not to be confused with BitClout, which we're not going to touch on right now because there's way too much more other stuff.
right.
Okay, so Bitcoin has a
Yeah,
limited supply.
correct.
Okay, so let me just real quickly, I just need to say this out loud because it helps my brain understand. Bitcoin is not a digital or not a physical coin. I can't hold it. I actually was 3D printing one and the printer didn't work. I can't hold it in my hands. Ooh, I need visuals. Ah, my bag of pennies. Yes, I knew they'd come in handy. I had no idea. No boom. Okay. Okay, so this is the United States penny, USD. This has connections and ties and value, monetary value. I can go into a bank and they will recognize it as one penny. Okay? The government recognizes this as one penny. The trick that the government does is they can print more of these somehow. Even though I don't know if they actually say that they do that. And then there becomes more pennies, okay? But Bitcoin, you can't print more of a limited supply. Am I correct?
Correct. There's only
Okay.
21 million that will ever exist.
Okay, so there we go. So in cat terms, Philip gives just one virtual fish. There we go. Okay. Fishy, swimming. Philip has one virtual fish.
And I have -1 virtual fish.
Philip gives,
Yes.
yeah, through a mint. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I'm understanding it, I believe. Okay, so there's a limited supply. You said 21 million. And that's the actual number. Okay. And Satoshi is a term that I hear passed around, you said that we're not sure if that's the actual name of the person who created it, because for years people didn't know, right? It was very dark webbish.
Correct. He didn't want to be known for the project because it was so experimental, and there was no way of knowing the repercussions of creating something this experimental.
And something that is outside of the government regulation at that point. As far as I know, like I said, this is just my speculation and his speculation. As far as I know, the government wasn't able to regulate up way back when. And
Back then, it wasn't considered a financial element. Now it's considered a commodity. So it's considered the same as, a little, a piece of gold is considered a commodity. So like a little 1 gram of gold is a commodity. And that's how the IRS defines Bitcoin at this time. Bitcoin, from the beginning, was really just a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from the outside.
And phrases.
Yeah. So what is Bitcoin? Okay, it's a bunch of numbers. It's a prime number, a really big prime number. That's not a money system. Just
Right.
a prime number.
Okay. So awesome. All right. So I just want to make sure that I'm keeping up with chat. You guys are, yeah, we don't know who created it. All right. So cryptocurrency. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies. I had no idea how many cryptocurrencies there are. But there's also US dollars that are we've got a lot of people in Europe. Maybe not a lot, maybe like almost everybody, maybe except for Lightspeed. And
Well, that's cool.
yeah, it's so overseas. And Hector, if he's still here. So, and John. But my audience is typically overseas, late night owls. Thank you all. You guys, we're all night owls. So in terms of euro, or the UK is back to pounds, I'm just going to refer to euro. So is there a euro symbol crypto? Like, could I take one, say I owned a whole Bitcoin. I don't. Could I convert that to euros? Like,
You could on an exchange. So
okay.
Bitcoin's originally there was no online exchanges. So what we used to do was we would put the Bitcoin on a piece of paper, and then we would physically sell it for US dollars in the public. So you would meet somebody at like a police station, or at a library, and you would physically exchange dollars for physical Bitcoins, because you can make a physical Bitcoin, and I've actually given them out as gifts.
Yeah, I was trying to 3D print one earlier.
Well, not only that, but you can put a Bitcoin on the
Right.
Bitcoin that you print, or in it, or
You mean the symbol?
not only the symbol, but you could put the public key and the private key.
Oh my gosh. There's a private key on each Bitcoin?
Yes, so every Bitcoin wallet gives you a public address,
Okay.
and each wallet has a private key that you should be the only one who knows what that is, and that enables you the right to move the value from inside that wallet
Okay.
to another wallet.
Okay, so the private key, we're just gonna, for layman's terms, let's just call it your password. For now.
Correct.
Just for now. So
That's easy
does
way.
anybody on hold on, where's Tamar? Where are you at, girl? Hold on one second. There she is. Okay. or I just sent you a message on Discord. I just want to make sure that, yeah. Anyways, so, okay, so there is, all right, so I'm still trying to understand this, right? So I hear of
Sure.
wallets. Okay, so
Yes.
I have a wallet in my purse that holds my 4, now 5 debit cards, my driver's license, and my AAA card. And that's a physical wallet that holds physical money when I have money. I mean, yeah. A crypto wallet is not something that you can see or touch, right? It's not tangible. It's digital. So it's encrypted with these keys. The public key is 8,000 numbers. No, it's how many numbers, like in letters?
256.
Oh, you actually know. Oh.
Yeah, because it's SHA-256.
Oh.
The prime numbers come from the SHA-256 cryptographic hash. So you're actually using the 256 bits to create a unique combination.
Okay.
The wallet address and then the private address that would allow you the right to interact with the value inside the wallet.
Okay, I don't understand that. So we're going to keep moving and hopefully people maybe in the chat understand.
I'll clear up one thing. All wallets are physical at the end of the day. Because if you think about your Coinbase wallet, that's probably a good example.
Yeah, but they might not know what Coinbase is.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so let's think. Okay, see, this is what's so. Elon Musk posted on Twitter.
There are a lot of elements to it.
Yeah, Elon posted this video of it's a parody, or it's like a satire skit of comedians, and they have a bar of gold. So one of them has a bar of gold, and he goes up to this like lemonade stand and tries to buy lemonade or something with a bar of gold, and the guy behind the counter is like, "What? No, what will you trade me? Like,
Yeah.
I'm giving you this, you give me like your 2 horses or donkey or whatever." He's like, "No, this is gold. This is gold." And it was so far ahead of that caveman time or whatever the video is referencing, that they didn't know that there was value in this bar, which was a physical item, which when you were discussing the Bitcoin written on a piece of paper as the code, like technically, okay, so I don't have any dollars, but do you have any cash, like any dollar bills? Yeah, I know, right? That was a silly question. So I'm going to think of it this way. So like a $20 bill, United States dollar. I'm not sure about euros. Like, I don't know, but somebody here can let me know. If you hold it up to the light, that's how you're able to tell if it's
real or counterfeit.
Counterfeit. Thank you. There's like writing and like these little symbols that show up, and like, I don't know, the eyes on the president like light up and glow in the dark. No, I'm just kidding. they flicker. No, but that's how you're able to tell if it's counterfeit. Where was I going with that? It's physical. Yeah. It's very, very interesting to try to explain it.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. That's why a lot of times, and I even invite anybody in the chat, I put my Instagram and Twitter on there if you feel comfortable to reach out. I do willingly just give people money to let them play around with.
It's free.
So there's that invite. If anybody wants, $10 to play with, feel free to send me a message and I'll
Okay. I'm not sure if you guys heard that properly. He just offered to send like $10 of Bitcoin to you if you're interested in learning. So there's 14 viewers on the stream. I mean, sorry.
Watch the video gets shared 10 million times.
I mean, It's that's a very generous thing. Please don't feel pressured. Um,
Yeah, no, no worries. Because I think one of the important things, from my perspective, is that I need to give back and give forward. So, one of the things I want to make sure is that people have zero risk when they're starting out with these things. That's why, um, initially I like to give them as gifts, because if you throw it away and decide that it's not for you, it's no big deal. But I've been fortunate enough that it's something I'd just like to portion off and use as that effort.
wow.
So yeah, pretty pretty interesting technology though, and there is a lot to learn about it. It is kind of hard to learn
10
in
Bitcoin. No, no, no. $10 US dollars worth of Bitcoin. I know he's being facetious, but
yeah,
just want to make sure everybody knows.
yeah.
10 Bitcoin would
So
be 650
600,000.
billion dollars. Oh no. Oh, 600,000. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there is
Oh my.
the difficult thing too for people new to Bitcoin is now that it is a regulated commodity, exchanges in the United States do follow the same banking standards of know your customer. So they're going to ask important questions like, who are you, your driver's license information, social security, and it, it, it's a new frontier. So it's better to let people play with money that I would give them. This way they don't have to go through the know your customer
Oh,
standards,
that's really
um,
smart. Yeah.
because they're not making a purchase, whereas this is just a gift. So
That's a really good point, Philip, because before I met you, I signed up for Coinbase or Binance or whatever one of those, what are they called? Exchanges.
in exchange, yeah.
Okay, it's an exchange. Like literally, I'm thinking of back in the day, if you traveled internationally and you had foreign currency and you were going back to your home country, you would go to the exchange window and you would exchange the money for your home currency or whatever. But this is everything is done over the internet. Like if anybody does online banking. So I know there's some people, there's a generation that doesn't trust, and that's okay. But I feel like the exchange is what do you, yeah, okay. That's a whole other thing on the exchanges and their ability to get hacked, because that's something that I hear people worried about a lot.
So there's a very interesting element to that we can relate to gold. So if you were to purchase gold and put it in your pocket, you would be, the term is called a custodian. So you are the custodian of the gold asset that you put in your pocket. But when you give the gold from your pocket to the bank is now your custodian of that gold.
Okay.
You no longer have it. The bank is responsible for it, and you would hope that the bank would be well insured in case of an incident, and there would be an insurance policy on your gold, etc. So the same works in the crypto world. If you do not take delivery of the cryptocurrency that you purchase into a physical form that you control, then you are relying on the bank, which is a lot of times the market, the exchange offers banking services. So they'll hold in custodial terms your Bitcoin for you. So like Jessica, you have your Bitcoin at Coinbase, right?
Yep.
So Coinbase is your custodian. They're responsible for protecting your Bitcoin as best they can from the limitations that they offer through their terms of service. So think of it that way. I really do try to encourage people to think of Bitcoin as physical. At the end of the day, everything comes down to a physical level. So think of it like physical gold. Think of it like physical, any kind of analogy that you can create in your head.
Think of it as $100 worth of a Tesla. You can now purchase or put a deposit down on a Tesla car or solar or everything with Bitcoin.
So we have a question here.
Yes.
A few of them. Why don't...
Does it not show up on your end? Let me look at Zoom chat.
That is funny. Farmville, yeah, trade rice for strawberries. It's all the same, value for value. That makes sense. And then Hector asked a question. Uh, oh, David asked a question before that. Let me answer that. But don't you need thousands of dollars for one Bitcoin? Yes, to purchase a whole Bitcoin, I think the market price right now is about
Hold on, let
65,000.
me show a visual. Let me show a visual because that to me that would make no sense to me as long as Stella doesn't lay on my keyboard. Kitty keyboard issues. Stelly. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
hey,
Warren,
Warren.
what's up?
oh,
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, folks, we have Warren Redlich on the stream. Oh my gosh. And
yeah, I wasn't sure you were still going.
yeah, so I had about 45 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes of audio issues, very similar to what you experienced with me. Warren, have you met Philip? Philip?
Yeah, we've spoken
I
before.
have not. Hello.
No, Warren, do you remember the Boring Brain effort that we're putting together?
Uh,
I'm one of your interviewees.
I'll take your word for it. I've interviewed about 50 people for that. So,
Oh, okay, that's a lot of people.
are we streaming?
We are
Yeah.
live. We are live.
Okay.
We've got a whole 13 viewers, which is my lucky number. Everybody, this
Okay.
is Warren, the legend. Warren's got a really big channel, so I'm pretty honored that he has taken time out of his night to come hang out with Philip and I. So,
You can hear me okay?
Sounds okay to me.
Okay.
I think so. I think it's, yes. Tamar says hello. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. All right, so we are just going through basics of Bitcoin right now. I'm trying to understand it. People in the chat are trying to understand it. Philip has offered to send some play money to the 14 people who were there at that time so that they can so they can experiment with Bitcoin without feeling like they're putting their own personal property up, for risk. So audio is fine. Great. Thank you, Hector. Alrighty. So
you said you were going to do a visual.
oh yeah, thank you for keeping me on task. I was gonna pull up a new
I do see
window.
my notes. Philip, I do see my notes on our conversation.
Cool.
I love it. Just a reference here. I was watching one of your live streams this morning. I came in and I said, "Hey, it's Jessica Kirsh here," and you said, "Jessica Kirsh, I'm a fan." And Philip said, "You got a shout out from Warren." Like this was like months ago or something. No, it was yeah. So he's a longtime fan of yours. All right, and we've just gained 3 people from wow. That's all. Wow. Okay. So half a Bitcoin and so on. Okay, so right now the trading price, Bitcoin, every single day, right? It's not just Monday through Friday, like when the market is open, right?
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7 market.
Okay, so that's an advantage. Okay, so 1 Bitcoin. I wish it would have printed. I'm gonna pretend that I like visuals. Here we go. Stand with me. Hey. Recognize this?
Oh, you got the cell.
I got it. Okay, so this is gonna be Bitcoin, everybody. This is 1 Bitcoin. In this Bitcoin, okay, is equal to, as of April 16th, 2:14 a.m. OUTC. It's equal to $63,014.50 United States dollars.
If you open it up, how many Satoshis will come out?
1 tabless roll. So I'm still learning about Satoshi, right? So that's maybe the name of the guy who invented it.
Yeah, they call it a Satoshi or a stat because Bitcoins are divisible into 10 million units. So 1 Bitcoin can be broken up into 10 million subunits.
Really?
So this way you don't have to purchase entire Bitcoins. You could purchase 0.000000135 of a Bitcoin.
So I'm just pulling this in.
I tend to do my Bitcoin transactions tend to be denominated in and was it millibitcoins?
Millibitcoins, micro Bitcoins, yeah. Depends how you want to move the decimal.
Can we just talk about this whole year? This is not financial advice. We are speculating only. September 2020, it was at $10,000. Here we are today at $63,000. What's the deal?
Did I tell you Jessica, did I tell my Bitcoin story?
No. Tell me your Bitcoin story.
So I am the only person I know who accidentally made $50,000 on Bitcoin.
Wait, what?
I accidentally made $50,000 on Bitcoin.
Okay. Listening. Ears are perking up.
So I've had like this, not recently, but a few years ago, I was doing like very small amounts of business in Bitcoin, online, doing certain transactions.
Warren.
And I would get the Bitcoin, and then at a certain point, I would have enough, and I would go to localbitcoins.com, and I would arrange a cash transaction locally.
Oh,
and I would
that's what you were talking about earlier, Philip, right?
So I would sell some Bitcoin for a couple $1,000s, $500, whatever.
In person.
In person.
Okay,
yeah.
so you'd like meet up in like a dark alley with like a black ski net hat on, right?
Or Starbucks.
And you were like army crawling, and you like pulled it out of your back, and you were like looking around, and you handed it over. Is that how it went down, Warren? Philip?
Usually Starbucks or Panera, but yeah, same
Okay,
idea.
yeah, same thing.
So anyway, localbitcoins.com stopped doing the cash transactions. They stopped supporting those transactions. So I didn't really have a way of cashing out my Bitcoin anymore, and it just I didn't have that much, but it accumulated. I had 0.846 Bitcoin, which was probably worth like $3,000. And I wasn't really paying attention, and I was like, okay, at some point I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get rid of this Bitcoin or sell it, whatever. And I never really pulled it off. I'd make an effort. I knew this guy who had like a Bitcoin exchange in New York, and I was going to meet up with him. And then he didn't reply when I was going to New York. So like 2 years later, somebody says, "Hey, did you see what happened to Bitcoin?" I'm like, "No, what happened?" I haven't been paying attention at all. Like, "Oh, it's $30,000." I'm like, "Wait, how much Bitcoin do I have?" And now it's up to like 50,000 plus. I have 8.846 Bitcoin, which is like $50,000. And I'm like, I made like over like $50,000 in Bitcoin by accident, just because I wasn't able to sell it.
That's
More
like
I got the other side of that karma. I got the negative. I had crypto in exchanges, and I didn't care about it, and I've thrown away probably about $1 million in Bitcoin, in defunct exchanges.
You didn't buy 3 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin, though, right?
I wasn't at that level, but I have old transactions that I look at, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I keep them? But well.
You can always worry about that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Okay, so Hector actually brought up a really great point there. It's a saying, let's see. He said right now $10 could get you 0.0014225 Bitcoin, but 5 minutes from now that might change. And it could go up, it could go down. We don't know, right? So you talk either in US dollars or in Bitcoin. Okay, so this brings up a very interesting conversation that we were having on Clubhouse in the Tesla Universe room at one point. Jessica Meckman was in there, I remember. Warren, you may have been there in and out. But, okay, so when you pay $100 in Bitcoin, 100 US dollars, 100 euro, I'm not sure how it is in Europe, but I'm just speaking to mostly Europe audience here on the stream right now, for a deposit on a Model Y. And I'm using my dream car because why not? So I'm putting $100 of my Bitcoin. 100. How does that work? At what point does that amount of Bitcoin lock in and become value to Tesla?
At the time of the transaction.
That depends on the terms of their platform. So my guess would be that if you pay them $100 worth of Bitcoin, let's say you pay them, what would that be?
I need
1/100th of a Bitcoin, or that's probably 1,000th of a Bitcoin or something like that. 1/6,000th of a Bitcoin. Whatever. You put that in, they're probably going to treat it as a $100 deposit. Isn't it Tesla's option how they refund it to you? Wasn't that how they structured it?
Yeah, so they're going to take the better side of the transaction if you ask for a refund. and they'll honor the instantaneous transaction price when you press the button. So that's
When
that's
you
what
press
we do.
the button. Okay. So,
Yeah,
All
it's
about
just
the button.
so
yeah, and the refund is the risk side of things.
okay, so just pretend like there's no refund. There's no refund that I want to purchase my Model Y and I'm swimming in Bitcoin and money, right? Can you guys picture it? Like swimming. Swimming in seas of Bitcoin. It's falling in my mouth, like it's in my hair, everywhere, okay? And I take delivery of my Model Y, right? I drive it off the lot. I'm like the happiest. Okay, so it's left my bank account when I pay for the rest of the car, right? Do you pay Tesla when you or you pay a car? Okay. So when you take delivery of the car, it's obviously much later right now for Tesla from when you ordered the vehicle on the website, 6 weeks or whatever. So your Bitcoin amount, what would be the advantage of paying in Bitcoin to Tesla versus paying in US dollars or euro?
The advantage to Tesla is that they add that Bitcoin to their stack of Bitcoin to enable their bigger stockpile, because they would have a thesis that long-term holding that would be more valuable than to do an exchange and take the US dollar exchange amount into their reserves or into their inflow.
Okay, so I saw your lips moving and I heard words, but so
Well,
basically,
were you asking what's the benefit to you?
yeah,
Or
what would
what's
be the benefit
to Tesla?
to me? Like, why would I want to sell my give my Bitcoin point 0.000000001 BTC. This is the amount of Bitcoin I hold. That was okay? Why would I pretend like this today equals 100 US dollars? Okay? Why would I want to give this to Tesla rather than $100 from my checking account?
Okay, so let me answer that question. It depends on how you view Bitcoin. If you believe, as many of my friends do, that Bitcoin is currently $63,000, is going to go to $200,000, is going to go to $1 million, whatever, then you wouldn't want to use Bitcoin for that purpose. If you view Bitcoin the way I do, that currently it's worth $63,000, so it's worth $63,000, then $100 worth of Bitcoin is $100 worth of Bitcoin. I think you can look at another way as, what is your portfolio of assets? So if you have $1 million worth of Bitcoin and no other assets, like you have $100 in your checking account and you have $1 million in Bitcoin and you have nothing else, then it would make sense to use your Bitcoin because you don't have anything else.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you
okay.
only have a little Bitcoin and you have a lot of cash, then it would make sense to use your cash because, my opinion is Bitcoin is a better investment than cash. I'm not sure Bitcoin is a better investment than Tesla stock. That's a conversation Philip and I could have, or you could have with you.
Yeah.
I just had that conversation yesterday with a friend of mine, so.
Yeah.
Smile.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting, because every transaction you make, you're exchanging one store of value for one exchange item or service. So you're making an investment decision every single time. Even when you go and buy food for yourself, you're investing in keeping yourself alive. Things like that. So it kind of breaks down to those fundamental levels of what is value. What are investments? What are your projections of making a gain on something because you believe or have a hypothesis that something will happen, in the positive or negative. So.
All right. Okay. Who's feeling lively about this topic? Anybody? I know this is so exciting, especially at 7:30 on a Thursday, where I've pulled in two of the most intelligent investors that I know, ever. Here they are with me.
The question is, if you had Tesla tequila,
okay,
you had a bottle of Tesla tequila, would you sell it for Bitcoin? Or would you drink it?
It depends on how much you like alcohol. Like you said, it depends on how much you value Bitcoin. So
Well,
it
if it's 4:20 p.m. and you
on
have a chance
April 20th.
to sell your Bitcoin to purchase a plant that you might use for some purpose.
Okay, we've got to keep it family friendly here for a little bit right now. But yes. Yes.
What time is it?
No, you're totally right. I'm right now, Warren. I'm at that moment where I'm like, okay, do I need to worry about getting like banned anymore from YouTube if I talk about like?
I don't think we're in Stephen Mark Ryan's league yet with the
Oh my God.
talk. So.
As I love him. Okay, you're right. All right, yeah.
But as far as family friendly, you are older than 18, right?
No, I'm 6.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I am over 18, and everybody in the chat except for one is, I think, over 18. However, all right, and Tamar's just keeping it family friendly over here. So Tamar, we're gonna just let it go. We're gonna let it roll. We're having an adult conversation. It's 7:30 p.m. and it's 10:30 p.m. where you are, Warren, right?
Yes. Where's Tamar? Israel? It sounds like an Israeli name.
You hit the nail on the head. She's my one and only moderator in the chat all the time. And it's... Oh yeah, I don't know that. Hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I don't know exactly what her nationality is, but I know that she's in Europe. And, oh, it's 4:30 a.m. Oh, yeah. She is awesome. So anywho, okay, so the topic of this conversation was, what are the okay, so if you guys have any questions on like just the questions, technical questions, I'm going to direct them over to you, Philip, because Warren's got 8 million, not that you don't have 8 million other things going on. Warren's fully loaded, but you can ask him on his stream, right? Like you're always taking questions.
I'm betting Philip knows more about Bitcoin than I do.
I don't know. We're probably pretty even. If you've been doing local Bitcoins like I was, then we're probably in the same boat.
So what's the easiest way to visualize it? Hold on. Let me just...
But I guess I would just say, look, you have a bank account. You have stocks. It's not... I don't personally visualize Bitcoin as a physical object, but I don't really visualize my Tesla stock as a physical object. I don't visualize my mutual funds or ETFs or whatever investments you have. I do actually have physical gold and silver coins, and I do view those as coins because I actually have the physical coins. But I don't think it's that hard to abstract and just say I have 0.846 Bitcoin and I don't need it to have a physical form.
You know what's funny, Warren? We're already showing some really cool differences. Actually, I think of it in the physical form of a magnetic bit in a certain state on a hard drive. So in my mind, I always end up going down to the physical, and even for the Tesla stock, I think of it, I do think of stock certificates, whatever, but since there's fractional shares and things like that nowadays, I do end up going back to the physical bit. I come from a computer science background though, so everything ends up going down to the bit level of it being a switch that's in the on or off position 0 or 1. But that's interesting. Yeah.
How do you think of it, Jessica?
I think of it as much as 2.5 weeks worth of knowledge and understanding that it has fractional shares. Once I learned that it could be fractional, that's when I was able to even allow myself to consider being in the market. Now, I would like to back up before you got on the stream. Philip actually sent me Bitcoin. He introduced me to Bitcoin. He asked for my email and it just showed up one day. I didn't even know I had it. Like weeks went by maybe, and he had sent it over, and I think I got back from Texas, and I don't know. I think I just was like digging around in my apps or something and opened up Coinbase, and boom, Philip had sent me my Bitcoin. And so at that point, when I saw all the 0.0000, I was like, holy, okay, all right, okay. So I don't have to pay $63,000 US right now because I don't have that much money. And for 1 Bitcoin, I can pay like $10 and I can get 0.00000 fractional shares. So if your bar of gold, this is a bar of gold. You can't do this, or maybe you can't. Yeah, I guess that's why they made coins. This is a bar of gold, everybody. If I were to slice this somehow, there would be fractional pieces of this gold. And there's a show that I watch sometimes where they go and it's the gold rush show. I don't know if you guys ever watched that.
Yeah. In Alaska.
Yeah, yes.
That's
And
my
they
dad's favorite stuff.
they literally mine for physical gold in streams with aquatic equipment and all that stuff, and then they take it at the end of the day, or they sift it through all this machinery, they bring it to a scale and they weigh it. And that's how much, whatever the weight is, equivalent in value to the property owner, right? Whoever's property they're digging on, that owner gives them that amount in cash. Does that make sense?
Yeah, weren't we going to relate this to real estate somehow?
Yeah. Yep. I'm just trying to visualize it. Okay, so I think on your stream, Warren, because people are very well informed on the market and Bitcoin and Tesla, and I think that the discussion may be a bit easier to understand. Not that I don't think that people could understand, but very basics, entry level. Let's see. What's up, Mohawk Mike Motorcycles? So, yeah, a crumb of a pie. There we go. It's like a slice of a pie, but a very small slice. You can't, yeah. So, okay, so my thoughts. I'd like to just pick your guys' brains. And, yeah. All right, so I was just having thoughts earlier. How do you think, and I don't know if I should direct this at somebody, if you guys just want to answer or whatever.
We'll thumb wrestle for it.
Thumb wrestle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the real estate market right now, in my opinion, is highly inflated. All cash offers, people are buying, coming in. For example, I'm in Arizona, and people from California are selling their properties, bringing cash or Bitcoin and cash or just whatever, euro, and they are paying for houses on the spot. Some of them are not even listed for sale. I don't know how that works. And with Bitcoin, I'm curious how you think Bitcoin may disrupt the real estate market, and in terms of maybe potentially correcting the inflation from the United States dollar. I'm talking about United States specifics. I can't speak for the whole nation. I can't speak for, but based on my thoughts of having looked for properties in the United States for, I don't know, the last 15 years, like almost every day, just watching the prices go up, the crash happened, things didn't correct, they just changed regulations and then they went right back up, right?
Yeah.
Will we be paying realtors in Bitcoin? Will we be paying brokers in Bitcoin? If Tesla is accepting Bitcoin now, I could buy a tiny house today if I owned 1 Bitcoin. I could buy a $65,000 tiny house had I had that much Bitcoin or that much invested, right?
My short answer to you is, in the short term, I don't think there will be very many Bitcoin for home transactions.
Okay.
If you go down the road 5 or 10 years,
you think it's gonna be that long?
Somewhat greater chance, but you don't really see people buying houses with gold either. Gold has been around for a long time, and we haven't seen people. I mean, not to say that it never happens, but generally speaking, people don't buy houses with gold. If we're looking at Bitcoin as a replacement for gold, then I wouldn't expect it to be used that way. I think the real question is, does the dollar collapse? And if the dollar collapses, then what do we use for a currency? And if the dollar collapses, then there's potential for Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency to step up and take the place of the dollar. I'm not saying it's likely, I'm saying that could happen.
Right.
Right.
And it would be bad.
Would it be bad though?
Oh yeah. If the
It-
dollar collapsed, that would be bad.
Okay,
for a
it
lot
would
of
be
people.
bad. I'm specifically related to real estate. Would it be bad for a buyer's, sorry, right now it's a seller's market, right? So the seller is in, has the lasso, like, and is like lassoing and whipping, right? And the buyer's like, ouch, 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 okay, I'll pay, ouch. If you just stop lassoing me, that's how my brain thinks about things. Would it be, it would be bad for the outside of, yeah, for the rest of the United States, yes. But the house would be the same house, okay? Actually, stand by. I'm a visual person. It's so much easier for me to see it. Here we go. I am drawing a house that I will one day own. I'll have a window too. Hi everybody, this is Jessica's house, okay? This is my house. And on April 20th,
Are you
2020.
selling that for super chat?
Yes, I'm selling this as an NRT, a non-fungible token.
NFT.
Yeah, hold on, let me sign it. JK, there we go. This is my house, okay? This is just an apocalyptic situation. I am speculating. This is not anything that's I've heard. This is just my thoughts. On April, 4 days from now, Warren, you come to me and you want to buy my house. And I say, it costs 1 Bitcoin. No, it costs, sorry, hold on, wait. It costs whatever 1 Bitcoin equals as of 20, 30, 45 minutes ago that I just read it, right?
$63,000. Sure.
Okay.
1 Bitcoin.
So you're like, okay, great. Let me run to the bank, get cash, and I'll bring you the cash. By the time that you've gotten back with the wads and briefcases of cash that you're about to just spew on my floor so I can lay in it and do snow angels, and then, you know, you can take the keys to the house. Just saying, the dollar collapses, whatever that means, okay? Perhaps Elon Musk's kind comes in and they just all invade and everything just goes bananas. All right, I'm trying to think how this relates to the house. So, US dollar is gone. Your cash in your wallet, in your briefcase, and on the floor that I'm doing snow angels in is no longer it doesn't have any value, right? Technically. But I still have a house, okay, that I want to sell because I want to go to Mars. I want to sell this house as soon as I can and go to Mars. But your worth that you're handing me is not the same. So if you had a decentralized cryptocurrency, decentralized outside of the United States banking and FDIC fiduciary responsibilities, FDIC insured members, blah, 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 blah. If you had 1 Bitcoin, which was the price of the house in equivalent to US dollars, right? When you agreed to buy it or whatever. Is this you guys are following? Okay. So
let me try to address this. If the dollar collapses, then something else becomes the currency, and maybe Bitcoin becomes the currency. And we don't worry about how much Bitcoin is worth in dollars anymore. We just have a sense of what Bitcoin is worth in terms of products and services.
JKCs, that's the new coin. That's the new coin of the world. Jessica Kirsh Creatives.
The Kirsh
And
coin.
Jessica,
Yeah, the Kirsh.
Jessica, I was going to say to address your example of the house, when you sign the contract of the purchase agreement, you'd be agreeing to the terms. So you would say, if that house is $63,000, you'd be agreeing to terms of dollars. So to finish the sale, you would bring the dollars. If you wrote the terms in Bitcoin, then you'd finish the transaction using Bitcoins. It's all about what you put on the contract and what you sign on. So this way, there's no variability between when you agree on something and you going to the bank and getting the funds in whatever form you agreed on, and then going back and the person goes, well, the terms have changed because the underlying asset is revalued at a different rate. That would be then them trying to, break the contract because they don't like that they're on the losing side of it. So is that the example you're trying to go for?
Yes, thank you. And that goes right back to the Tesla example where Tesla, when you put the deposit down, you pay the money. That's a contract that you're going to pay that amount of money, no matter how much it may be worth when the car is actually delivered or whatever. You've agreed to that contract. So
in US dollars, and out of courtesy, they will take the payment in Bitcoin. And when they accept that payment at that time, they're requesting that you send them X amount of Bitcoin that represents what they've pinged from the market to be the equivalent in US dollars. So they say, okay, we are Tesla. We are looking at Bitstamp, or let's say Coinbase to make it easy.
Okay.
We look at Coinbase, they say it's $63,000 per Bitcoin. Let's divide that up, and we'll tell you what, what that value is in terms of percentage of Bitcoin or decimal. And we'll agree, even if it goes up or down, we both kind of agree in this moment, let's do it at this. So that's kind of how they handle, and both parties agree that there's, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose on a big or micro scale.
Right.
Kind of the same way they do foreign exchanges with euros and US dollars, doing international business. You have to agree on an exchange price at some moment, and then both parties, go, okay, we are okay with this. This is the established moment.
Okay, so it's like a timestamp, like clocked in. This is the amount. Okay. So David in the chat asked a good question, which I don't know the answer of. How many things recently can you buy with Bitcoin besides Tesla? Warren's fingers are hot. I can see him moving.
A lot of things. You can buy a lot of things with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Digital.
You can buy like there are like a lot of libertarian-ish businesses. I don't mean a lot, like not millions, but libertarian-ish businesses and others to accept Bitcoin for. Actually, one of the tricky things is, are you buying with Bitcoin from an account like in Coinbase, or are you buying with Bitcoin that's in a wallet that is not well regulated by governments?
Right.
So there's something called KYC Bitcoin and non-KYC Bitcoin, and that's maybe too complicated for this conversation. Maybe Philip should answer this question.
There's a really cool app. I think it's, man, I can't remember the name because it's been so long since I've used it. But it would show you a map of the world, and it would show you everywhere you could spend your Bitcoin physically. So I used to go to a bar down the street from where I lived in Reno, Nevada, and they accepted Bitcoin as payment for drinks.
Really?
Yeah, and there was another place where I can go get my hair cut for paying Bitcoin.
How long ago was this?
Years ago. I mean, this was probably back in 2014.
I had no idea.
Yeah, map applications.
Okay, PayPal, you can now accept Bitcoin through PayPal. And PayPal has been the only bank that did not drop me like I was hot when I defaulted on my student loan debt. They were the only ones that wouldn't fee me out of an account. So thanks Elon Musk and his team. Just shout out to, just saying that. I still have 2 PayPal debit cards.
That's pretty cool. I used to write emails to all those companies back in the day and ask them to accept Bitcoin. And I hope it was an influence to help make that decision. Overstock.com, I want to give them a shout out because they've been a real OG, accepting Bitcoin since way back when. I think I purchased a computer from them, Bitcoin.
That's crazy. I didn't even know.
That site or the app.
Can you hail a taxi with Bitcoin? You can pay Uber with you.
I don't know if you want to dive into other cryptocurrencies, but I just did a clubhouse room with these guys from a cryptocurrency called EOS. And they were saying that in Venezuela, where their currency did collapse, that a lot of people are transacting business in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and EOS in particular. That's why they brought it up.
That's where I was trying to go with. Okay.
So think about it, you want to go to the grocery store. One of the challenging things for Bitcoin is if you went to the grocery store and you wanted to buy bread, the transaction costs with Bitcoin tend to be high. You can tell me if I'm wrong about this, Philip. And so, like, it might have a $50 transaction cost, and you're buying a dollar loaf of bread. Bitcoin isn't a very efficient way to make a transaction. So,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I've had people disagree with me about that, but
Yeah, the overhead, is very expensive. I used to pay employees in Bitcoin, and that's kind of a nice thing because when you take a week of pay and then put a transaction fee on it, it doesn't feel as bad. They were in the Philippines, so Philippines is very friendly to Bitcoin so far.
Interesting. You know, what'd be really, really cool to have is a map, like you said, around the world of live transactions happening in Bitcoin, but that would be trackable, and then never mind, that would never work. But wouldn't that be cool? You could like see it, even if it was just fake, and it was just like ping, somebody just paid for, like on Venmo, somebody just bought a coffee, or somebody just burp, 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 to show.
You could download the blockchain, and then when the blockchain updates, you could use that. There are
The API, okay. Still,
I
it's
think
in the
there are
mail.
some sites that do like a live scrolling of Bitcoin transactions.
Okay.
And yeah, I think you can there's even like little descriptions if somebody puts in a note on it.
but they're not geocoded generally.
Geocoded. Okay, so only for big ticket items. No, that's what you would think, right, David L? But Philip said he paid for his haircut in Bitcoin.
hmm
And your haircut was probably what, like 15 US dollars, 20?
Yeah, but I didn't mind the fee on top of it because, it was one of those things where it was a few years into it and I had made so much money
Mm-hmm.
that I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Like I was paying, 30-40% over the price of the haircut and the tip because like I just didn't care. It would just be, because I
Right.
also was doing it in a way that I wanted to support the community and go, hey, like I want to make sure these guys like keep
Mm-hmm.
making the effort because on their side they have to do additional work for taxes
Yeah,
to account for the income.
and first of all, it reminds me of Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan's FU money discussion.
Yeah.
It sounds like you just had some FU money, which,
Yeah,
yeah.
that I always make sure that, it's, I consider some of it like, half charity type thing where I take portions of my money and I want to make sure that it's spent, in efforts that aren't necessarily equitable to me, but
Right.
they further encourage something that I think is important.
So think of a Visa transaction right now. There is a 3% fee or whatever. There's some fee that is either put on the credit card company for the transaction. They endure it. They don't have, like, that's couch change or whatever, sewer change for them. Or it goes to the consumer. For example, there are some gas stations, petrol, gas, not electric vehicles. I'm not, okay, gas stations that they will put the price of gasoline in cash. If US dollars, you have to go in and pay in cash, not a debit card, because a debit card has the Visa or MasterCard credit card backing to it. So, for example, I'm a cash only person. I don't have any credit cards, but I have debit cards. So if I want to buy gas at that gas station with my debit card, which is cash, there's a 3% transaction fee that I'm paying on my end that they don't endure. So I feel like it's obviously gas has been around for a lot longer, and that it's a serious commodity, obviously. But it kind of seems like right now those transaction fees when you're exchanging between US dollars to Bitcoin to Ethereum to EOS to Warren Redlich's to Emanuele's to Jessica Kirsch's whatever coins we're talking about, right? Dogecoin, Tamar coin, charity. Oh, speaking about charity, can you keep Bitcoin for a charity or give it to a charity? Yes, I'm sure you can somehow.
Can you keep Bitcoin for a charity?
Can you give Bitcoin to a charity?
Yeah, I actually donate Bitcoin. I can't remember the name. It was that map, but I used to go and when I'd find little charities, I would pull up their wallet addresses and just send them some just to, like have a little surprise. Um, but Jessica, to your point,
Hmm.
one of the difficulties is when people exchange out of Bitcoin. So these high fees would not be a problem if people stayed in the ecosystem in the same way that they stay in the ecosystem of US dollars. It's almost like if you
Mm.
were to put a pocket full of euros and go out and try to do your day, every time you went to go spend the euro, they would say there's an exchange rate and a fee for the exchange, and then also you'd be paying, inflated prices of, because of processors or whatever. If you were to do it, say, through a debit card or something like that, but
Hmm.
you would get a big hit and you'd be like, why is this, like, this isn't something I want to use day to day because I'm losing so much of my value in overhead of exchanging and processing fees. So that's something I try to tell people to keep in mind. If it was a system where people are accepting Bitcoin and keeping it, your rates would be much more fair because then you're really only paying the transaction of the network to that would be hurting you a little bit, but that's much lower than the exchange rate of um,
Huh.
switching currencies. So
I feel like you have just doubled my amount of literacy on Bitcoin in this period of time, to be honest, both of you. But in terms of just understanding like the little tiny pieces and the fact that you paid for a haircut in 2014 with Bitcoin, like that's insane. I didn't even know that it existed or what. That's insane.
mhm.
So how did you find out about, how did you uncover it? How did you mine it? Did you dig it out with a,
So I
I
first
don't
found
know.
it on it was like a Reddit forum that spoke about it, and I was really interested because just a computer nerd sitting at an IT help desk, and I was bored, so I
Mm-hmm.
started just digging around and learning about it, and experimented and figured out how to purchase it, and then just kept going and going and
Mm.
going,
Hmm.
and really enjoyed from that point just discovery. Curiosity was the driving force. Uh, you know, kind of like most things.
I don't remember. I don't remember how I got started. I remember I was interested in blockchain when I first heard about it because it really dates back in a way to when I was much younger, and there was this software called Pretty Good Privacy. It was put together by a guy named Phil Zimmerman. It was one of the first implementations of what's called public key cryptography, which underlies blockchain.
Oh.
So I used to use very rarely I used PGP. It was you could send files from person A to person B, and you could encrypt the file. So the only person who could read it was the person who had the private key that matched with the public key. So it was a secure way of sending data. And I didn't have any particular things to hide, but
It's just a
it was
fun
just
method.
fun to do something different.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Uh,
switch it up.
and I remember using PGP just very rarely when I was much younger, and then I heard about this like, oh, that's a pretty interesting. I don't really fully understand the concept of the blockchain. I think I understand it, but I think there's more to it that I don't
I don't
understand.
understand it.
So I mean, I understand you send it to my address. That address is my public key, and I have my private key that allows me to, confirm the transaction or whatever. So
Yeah, it gives you the right to manipulate the value that's inside of that wallet. So yeah. Um, and we have a question here from David on since you mentioned miner, what is a miner, and is it an actual PC that they use to mine cryptocurrency? Um, a miner, as part of the Bitcoin network, is similar to mining for gold. They crunch through some hashes, so a bunch of computer um, cryptographic strings, just like PGP, like Warren was saying, and they try to find really large prime numbers that complement the one of the set of numbers inside of that giant block that they're mining through. So when they find that, they'll get rewarded. There's a different reward schedule, and so they're rewarded by finding some gold. like a Bitcoin, or in this case, it's 12 and a half Bitcoins is the reward right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they do use actual PCs, um, and it's a bit of an arms race. So you are racing to beat every other person out there that's mining because you want to find those coins before they do. Because if you find them first, you get the reward, the entire reward, and they get nothing. And they have to wait for the next iteration of the mining competition, I guess you can call it. So a lot of people join together their computers, they work together and decide that they'll split the reward evenly based on computing power. So if one person finds it, it's given a distribution throughout the pool of computers that made the effort to get it. So with that said, with time, they keep specializing the computer more towards the specifics of the task, because general computers like the one we're on right now, doing the live chat, they do a multifaceted amount of different types of computation.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing video, they're doing the operating system, all this visual stuff, but you don't need all of that when you're mining cryptocurrency. You just need to check hashes as fast as you can. So that's kind of the overview. I think, if there's any question based on that, but
Thank you so much. As you were describing, and I was seeing Warren Cam on the bottom, and noticing his shirt says Explore VW, and there's a VW bus.
that's cool.
That's a great shirt. Great shirt. Anyways, wow, okay, so that was a lot of knowledge that you just number crunched and letter crunched and Jessica crunched into Captain Crunch and got it to some brains here in the chat. Thank you, everybody.
And I was going to say the one thing I did want to add to that, there's also the other part of it, which is energy that you consume. Some people who are familiar with Bitcoin are familiar with people saying that it takes a lot of energy
Oh, yeah.
to mine these coins. And so we have a two-part race. We have a race to not only find the Bitcoins and be rewarded, but we have a race to keep our costs as low as possible, and to not expend a ton of energy, which we all have to pay for energy in one form or another. So a lot of people that are new to Bitcoin then usually come up with the thought, okay, maybe I should mine Bitcoin instead of purchasing it. And you can mine it for fun, you can give it a try, but I always kind of recommend people take caution there, as with caution when purchasing Bitcoin. There are risk associated with it, financial risk, and usually in the mining aspect of Bitcoin, there are very long-term financial risks. So not to get too deep, but I just kind of want to lay that out there. It's a big commitment to do it at a profitable level.
Very cool. You are a wealth of knowledge, both of you. I appreciate your time so much.
I would say that a little differently. There are people who really know what they're doing when it comes to mining Bitcoin. And it's an investment to try to mine Bitcoin. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to make money compared to them. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Asterisks. Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of mines that I've watched start up and then go bankrupt. I actually had a former boss he gathered investment funds to get a mine going back in I can't remember, it was 2012 or 2013, but the problem was he sold the pitch, when Bitcoin was really new and it was ramping up in price, but they didn't do any calculations for a bearish market of years. So they couldn't sustain 6 months after the price collapsed. They had lost so much value from the coins that they had mined, just assuming that it would forever go up, that the whole operation went bankrupt and they had to liquidate just to cover their expenses, and the whole thing was a wash. They were upside down completely on it. And that's a common story. That's why, I usually tell people they'd have to be capitalized for, 10 years as a safety net. just to make sure that they're not on the losing end of that kind of operation. But
So
anyways, that's more advanced than probably most people care about. But yeah.
no, it's great. I'd rather have too much knowledge than not enough, to be honest, even if I can't wrap my head around it. Well, okay, so any advice for what or where to go if somebody wants to set up an account in order to receive Bitcoin from you, the $10 in Bitcoin from you? How would somebody...
So I tell people to either hit me up on Twitter or Instagram.
Twitter,
my app, Philip Emanuele, and then I'll just, if you send me your email, I'll just send you $10 worth of Bitcoin. I ask people not to create fake accounts and like spam me, but
no, there were 14 people total on the chat, and you were one of them.
People.
I'm one of them, so that's, there's 12, but then there were, so.
Yeah, if I see 100.
The transaction was conducted verbally at that time. I have the timestamp.
There's a much easier way to get, if you have the Cash App from Square.
Oh yeah.
You can purchase them there.
You can just buy Bitcoin with your Cash App.
Yeah, I got screwed out of $2,400 on the Cash App. I still am bitter with them, but I have bought some Bitcoin through the Cash App because it's easy.
Yeah.
And it has a really pretty user interface, and I used to design them. So, yeah.
Sorry, I keep stepping on me. So I just give away $10 to people. It'll come through Coinbase. I just send it through there. And then, like Warren said, there's also Cash App if you want to purchase your own. And then there's some other Binance and Coinbase Pro. And there's so many to look up and different rates.
Ethereum and... So
I'm going to just say this. I think that if you are new to investing, I'm not sure that the first investment you should make would be Bitcoin.
Why not?
My general advice to young people, like my children,
yes,
is...
Warren's a girl dad. He's got 2 girls.
Buy an S&P 500 index ETF or mutual fund.
Which is
that gets you diversification and it gets you growth, and that's a good start. And the really important thing about investing isn't so much what you buy today. It's that you make a commitment that if you're making $100 a week, you're going to set $10 a week or more aside. If you're aggressive, $50 a week, you're going to set your money aside and put that money into something.
Pay yourself.
I call it build a pile. It doesn't necessarily... It matters what's in the pile. But if you're not building a pile at all, it doesn't matter at all. So you got to figure out what you want to... If you're buying Bitcoin because it's a fad, then that's a bad reason to buy Bitcoin. And what are your goals? Are you just trying to build the biggest pile for no reason? Or are you trying to build a pile because you're going to do something with it someday? So I think you're building a pile so that at some point in your life, you're going to need to live off that pile. You want the pile to be big enough that you can live off of it.
And you can buy...
The house is in the pile.
Yeah. I want 1 Bitcoin so I can buy myself a JKC tiny house. Yeah, that's my pile. Build that pile. Just buy Tesla. By 2030, you will be glad you did. Not financial advice, speculation. Everybody, just remember that. But
the best investment I tell people to start with is to pay off your debts.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Risk-free. That's the most risk-free investment you can make.
Oh yeah.
Making it rain, cut up credit cards and debit cards. Oh wait, that wasn't enough. Debt. Yeah, get out of debt, everybody. I'm a big believer in that, because once you're not making payments to other people, you get to keep the money and put it in Bitcoin, or put it in, I don't know, a cool haircut for your cat that's staring at you because she's really hungry. I don't know, Stella. Or a tiny house. Pay off your debt. This has been great. Warren, thanks for joining us. I know it's late there. It
is a little late.
A super trooper. And yeah, I would love to discuss more sometime. Dig more into when real estate market will start circulating with crypto. I think it's going to be sooner than a couple of years, in my opinion. I'm on Elon time though.
All you got to do is ask. You know what I mean? The best thing you can do is the more educated people are and the more comfortable they are in cryptocurrency, then the easier it becomes to help teach. Because you could buy a house from anybody with cryptocurrency, because they could, if the numbers make sense,
Right.
And you contract it in a way that the numbers will make them a winner, they won't say no. It's almost like that. Like I was saying before, to be paying 10% over, 20% over, if it's written in a contract that the end result is what they want, and you're able to build enough confidence legally that will happen, people will say yes. So I don't know. It really depends on the determination of getting it done that way.
Well, an example where it wouldn't work is if you're buying a house from someone who has a mortgage, and the mortgage is held by a bank, and the bank is going to accept Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The bank no like Bitcoin.
Most banks do not like Bitcoin.
No.
So if you're buying a piece of land, an acre of land somewhere for $10,000, the equivalent of $10,000, and that landowner is somebody who is interested in Bitcoin, then they might very well take Bitcoin for the land.
It's funny, Lauren. You could buy out the mortgage first. You could be there. You pay off their mortgage. You own the mortgage, and then you buy the house essentially from yourself.
You can't pay off the mortgage with Bitcoin if the bank won't take it.
No, I'm saying if you buy out with U.S. dollars first, buy out their mortgage, and then mortgage their house to them. And it would be
like
ridiculous.
rent
I
to
really don't know.
That's like a reverse rent to own, right?
What's that?
Reverse rent to own, like how they have those rent to own things. Like, hey,
Yeah. You'd actually be buying it from them twice. It would make no sense, but it was just kind of a funny thought I had in my head.
I like it. This has been great. Thank you all for hanging out. We are 5 days away, likely from some big things maybe happening. I have my own speculations of what I think is going to happen on 420, April 20th, which is one of Elon's favorite numbers. It's one of the police, 420 situation. It used to be a police call for when there's marijuana involved in the United States. At least that's where I know it from, not because I smoke marijuana, but because...
I don't know.
Oh, really? Yeah, we have a 420. Yeah, Warren, we were doing it on my stream, remember? Like, oh, wait, no, we weren't. In my head, I was thinking about that, but you weren't. Yeah, 420, it's like the universal code or something, supposedly. And so when Elon smoked the joint, took one hit of that joint on Joe Rogan, and everyone gave him all that crap, he leaned into it with all the 420 jokes and the 69 jokes, and that's why the Model S was lowered to 69,000, 69 sex position, $420 related to the weed smoking.
Sex position? What are you talking about?
Warren,
I never heard of that.
You 75-year-old, you're not. You're so young. You're so young. So yeah, oh yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, 420. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the chat. So Starship update, yes, that's where I was going with that. I believe from very little information that I have not been following Starship regularly. I've been trying to do some other things.
What?
I know, right? Can you believe it? One of those, I haven't been following every single ounce of it.
Raptor number 69 is coming.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you think that it's going to be placed like this underneath?
No.
Underneath the upskirt?
I don't think it's going to be placed.
Oh, hey-oh. It just got dirty real fast.
Yes.
I won't get demonetized tomorrow. It's okay. Thank you. You're very sweet, though. Yeah, so I'm assuming that the FSD button he said it's been pushed to May, right? I don't know. Supposedly the full self-driving button has been waiting to be released, and he just tweeted that maybe it will come out in May for people who are waiting, but some people are speculating that it's going to be on 420 because that's the day of Elon. Not me, Elon. Okay? What
I don't think so.
I have no idea, but I like to have fun with it. Did you guys see his tweet today? With
I see almost all of his tweets. I don't know what you're referring to.
it was all symbols, and there was a moon, and there was a person, and there was a telescope, and there was a heart.
Wasn't it Doge to the moon?
That's what I thought, but I interpreted it in a mix of HTML coding and Excel formulas. I Deloned it. What did I call it? Yeah, decoding Elon's tweets. You Delon. Yeah, whatever. And I don't know. It's all speculation. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much. Doge to the moon. Cool. And that's it. We're going to wrap this stream.
Later. Talk to you guys later.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks, everybody.
See you on the next stream. Bye-bye. Let me end this. Oh, wait. Where do I end it? Burp. Streamlabs. Still here, everybody. I know. There's so many windows open. There we go. Oh, wow. We just gained viewers.
Cool.
Just under 2 hours and like hour of troubleshooting. Thank you, says Jade.